are here.
Yes.
to all to, to all my viewers, we're sorry. We just a minute late, but we are on time to give you the good therapeutic session, Therapy Lounge with your host DuPreeShamir.
And softly spoken.
Thank y'all guys for tuning in. And this is your first time joining this podcast, Therapy Lounge. We want to welcome you to the show tonight. And if this is your first time, make sure you follow us on Social Therapy, IG or Instagram. You can also follow us at Twitter on Social Therapy number one. So we want to welcome y'all guys tonight. We have a nice topic tonight: striving for greatness.
Yes.
Yeah, so we know y'all.
Greatness.
Absolutely. So we know y'all guys. Whatever you do, whatever you take in your walk of life, you want to strive for it. Whether it's just trying to refresh whatever you're trying to do in life, whatever you want to do as far as career wise, education wise, or just stepping out there, facing your fears. Maybe you might want to travel. Maybe you just saying you want to just strive for greatness. You want to be able to explore the world. You want to be able to learn different cultures, different languages, and stuff like that. So striving for greatness can be in come in any way you can think of. For greatness. So softly spoken, what you think about that? Start striving for greatness. Can you hear me? I think you got me on mute. Can you hear me,
Hmm.
striving for greatness?
Can you hear me?
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Sorry
having
about that, guys. Technical difficulties.
absolutely technical difficulties.
Um,
Just for striving for greatness, what do you feel? Striving for greatness, what would you define it as?
so there's so many aspects that category can fall under, like you were just talking about. Um, I would say it's a matter of perspective because greatness is different for each individual. You know, different cultures even determine greatness differently. So for some cultures, it could be education is, the achieving that degree is what's considered greatness. For some cultures, it may be self awareness can be greatness. So first, you have to determine for you what greatness is for you in your life. At least that's what I think, anyway.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like we say, like how sometimes people say like striving for greatness, like striving for like if you're in college and you're trying to get your bachelor's or your master's or your doctorate, and you saying, you know what, I want to be a doctor, I want to be this particular, and I want to be the best I can be. You
Right.
so when we say greatness, you could say you striving to be greatness within you. You don't necessarily prove anything to anybody or any individual. But
Absolutely.
you as first, you want to strive for what you want to do in life. And sometimes people get the misconception of greatness. Whether you're an athlete, whether you an actress or actor, or whether you a painter, or whether you a promoter, or you're in the real estate business, whatever the case may be. It's the fact that within you, there's like you said, like softly spoken said, there's different definitions of striving for greatness. Um, just loving yourself first and saying, this is a craft. I think everything we do in life is a craft. Whatever field you decide that you want to venture in, it's a craft. It's a
It
craft.
is.
It's an art. You can make it greatness within you, waking up every day or striving to just say, you know what, I'm grateful to the universe and thank the Most High that this is what I want to do in life. Because sometimes people are miserable. They trying to strive for greatness, but they may not feel like they don't feel like they may not be striving in they job and stuff like that. So Does that make sense to you, softly spoken?
It it does, and I just want to piggyback a little bit off of what you just said.
Sure.
Too many times, um, we decide to be
I think you cutting in and out. I think we lost softly spoken. She's like saying striving for greatness. Too many times we have high expectations. We kind of put a lot of pressure on ourselves. That you want people to accept you for who you are. You want people to accept what field that you in. It's all about within you, what you love and what's your
someone
passion.
else's expectations of
You was
us.
cutting in and out.
So,
Yeah, we
like
back on.
you're,
We lost you for like a look, at least 20,
am I
20
back on?
seconds, but we back on.
I'm back.
So can you? It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Mercury just came out of retrograde. It's a whole, or as my daughter
that's
says,
okay.
microgrades.
Then
So,
um,
connections are still a
so
little
so
iffy.
what you were saying too, softly spoken.
That's okay.
Mhm.
So, decide to be great based on your expectations of
Right.
yourself and not someone else's expectations of you. So, for instance, your parents may say, "Oh, you're great at playing the piano," and then they boggle you down with piano lessons, but you hate piano. You might be good at it, but that might not be what you want to be great at or what you want to achieve or work towards. It has to be about self and no one else. So, first, you need to determine what you want to be great at. And again, remember, it's from a personal perspective. So, and also make sure that it does not interfere I'm sorry, it does not interfere or impede on another person because we can't sacrifice someone else for our own greatness.
That's
That
right.
brings
That's
about
very so true. When
imbalance.
you balance it all out. It's basically like you know that when as far as you striving for greatness, you striving for knowing that you have a God given talent. You have a God given ability to like just whatever you want to do. You striving to be who you want to be. It's greatness within yourself. Basically, like softly spoken said, it's also basically just balancing everything out, and you can just have to pressure yourself. You don't have to pressure yourself. You don't have to prove anything to no one. You just basically just
Right,
striving to be the best that you want to.
right. And stepping on somebody
Very
else's
true.
toes to get there will not bring you satisfaction because we all have a price to pay. Karma is always there to balance everything out. So, you hear all these stories about people who have, fought to rise to the top, but they don't look at all the bodies that they left behind to get
Mm,
there.
that's heavy.
You're
That is
going to
heavy.
have to pay a
Now, have you
price for that.
experienced any of your friends or coworkers, softly spoken, have you experienced anything about them trying to please someone at the job market or trying to please someone at their job, and they feel like they're being pressured? Have you experienced that maybe with yourself or with friends of yours, or you know experience anything like that?
Of course not. I live a perfect life. No, I mean, there's been times where
Oh
people
wow,
have taken
that's
other
crazy.
people's ideas and ran with them like they were their own. Um, but again, the truth always comes
Right.
out, and it doesn't bring any personal satisfaction. Um, you know, so I think we all have experienced that A type personality that
Hmm.
um, it's
Right.
achievement at all costs. You know, doesn't mean that you have to get caught up in it. Again, focus on self. Everything is about self work, self worth, self realization. And as long as you keep it about self and gratitude and humbleness to the universe, you will achieve the greatness that you. Again, it's all about hard work.
Yeah,
I don't
yes
want
it
anybody
is.
to think that it's not. You know, I knew I wanted to be great at spirituality. And until recently, I didn't realize how many hours and how many years of hard work that I have put into this. And mind you, I only have a minute amount of information.
Yes it is.
It's a lifelong process. So greatness doesn't come overnight. You hear these stories, these success stories of all of these people, and you look at them and you say, "Oh wow, that I want to be like." But what you don't see is their backstory. You don't see the struggle that they put in order to get there, the sacrifices that they had to make in order to get there. I know somebody right now that's working two full-time jobs and in school full-time, and they still make time for family, for friends, and for themselves. It's not easy, but they're determined to be great. And they know who I'm talking about, so I'm
Definitely.
hailing you up
Yeah,
right
they
now.
show determination, being optimistic because holding two jobs and going to school, that's a sacrifice. That's taking test time. That's just showing
Right,
that your determination, your hunger, your striving, and that's striving for greatness within you. And salute
absolutely.
to your friend, salute to her. That's very, very,
Yes,
yeah, that's that's very inspiring. So all the people that's listening, all the viewers that's listening right now, that's very inspiring because when you think you got it worse or you think you got it bad, someone else might have it triple times harder than you, or somebody might be going more
exactly,
than you. You know, people you have
exactly.
to because too many times people watch a lot of shows, whether it's reality shows, whether it's the movies, and you see the glitz and glamour, the fortune and fame, and people get people get so excited and they say, "Oh my God, they got it easy," but you don't know behind closed doors what they had to go through to get to that to get to
Right.
that milestone. This is not an overnight success. No matter what, no matter
No.
what you do in life, is not an overnight success. Now, if you could just uh, if you could just wake up and hit the lottery, then maybe hey that was by luck. You know what I mean? Like, but everything is hard work. You have to work
Hmm.
hard for what you want in life, and you have to meditate yourself. You got to discipline yourself first. You got to meditate yourself. You got to meditate, and you have to just believe to achieve, and you strive for the greatness within you, being greater as being a leader, and also inspiring other people who can just look at what your goals that you had accomplished. And
Right.
yeah, so a lot of people think like when they watch the TV and they see a lot of people, sometimes they might be flexing on the gram or whatever the case may be. You just don't know behind closed doors what people do or what is it that they had to go through to get to that point though. And then sometimes you got to be very careful because sometimes people can be very misleading,
Exactly.
and you always follow your first instinct. You always follow your third eye. You
Hmm.
always say, you're going to strive to be a better person, whether it's just picking up a book or just writing some things down, or maybe you might want to write a book or something like that. You want to
Right.
strive for greatness, and you say, you know what, I'm just going to take it one step at a time and just listen to people, whether it's motivational speakers or whether it's people that's kind of successful right now that they can talk to you, they can push you to the side, and they say, you know what, you don't have to be greatness. Greatness comes within you through the universe because your positive energy can unite everyone around you that has a dim light. You can make things very positive
Right.
for someone else. So yeah, yeah. So that
Right. And if it's something that you research to find out what steps are necessary to achieve your goals, it helps to have a plan. People like me, I don't like creating plans, but it's necessary. I'm very abstract random. Um, you know, but but get a plan together, do research, develop hustle, you know, practice positive habits. whether it be every morning I'm going to get up a half an hour early just so that I can study my craft. Or you know what, you have to tell your friends, you know what, I would love to go out. It is Margarita Monday, but I need to work on becoming great. So you sacrifice Margarita Monday to do a podcast. You
Right,
know what I
right,
mean?
right,
You got to give up something to gain
right,
something.
right. And that's why shows a partner. That's why shows a team player. You know.
Right. Go
Yes, yes.
team.
Therapy lounge. You know. So yeah. So that's what
Ah,
basically we want our viewers to understand. Striving, whatever you want to do in life, you just got to take it one day at a time. You have to write things down. If you're not happy with your situation, you can make that change. Just constantly research, like Softly
absolutely.
Spoken said earlier. Research. Talk to someone that's in the field that you want to get into. Um, they could tell you. They might could tell you some great stories that inspirational stories on their trials and tribulations, what they had to go through to get to the next level. So it's all about taking.
Right.
It's all about taking those step by one step at a time to achieve what you want to do. Whether it's being an entrepreneur, whether it's basically going to school, getting degrees, or basically you know everything, etc. Just trying to love a craft that you want to do. And don't let no one pressure you to something that you may not want to do. You strive in you.
Right.
Because there's so many different creativities out there. There's so many hidden talents that a lot of us got deep inside of us, and it's very important to strive to be a better person, to be a leader, to be not a follower, to
Right.
because you one person can make a difference for a lot of other people, you know. So that's
Right. And remember, you're laying the groundwork for those that are coming behind you. And a lot of times, and I'm talking right now, I mean, I don't want to be, um, I don't know, discriminatory,
right.
but in the African American community, now I don't want to just relinquish this just to us
Mm,
because a lot of cultures have been through traumas.
right,
But in the African American community, you're great because you're here. You're great because your ancestors survived the Middle Passage. How strong is that? You're great because they sacrificed so now that you have the ability, you can leave the plantation mentally and physically. They weren't allowed to do that. So, too many times, I think we squander things that our ancestors have.
yes, the ancestors have sacrificed a lot for us, and they quadruple flip over their grave so many times to see us not unite, not unifying, and hurting one another instead of just uniting and building an economic base. So right now we lost Softly Spoken, but she will be back. We are having technical difficulties tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you so much for tuning in, and you know, but striving for greatness. If y'all have a comment that you want to, leave a comment on Social Therapy IG on Instagram about this topic, and also on Twitter, number Social Therapy number one, and also subscribe to Social Therapy Mag on YouTube.
Because they want us to
Are
be
you there? Are
great.
you there,
So
Softly?
there's this old saying, we walk on their backs.
Thank you. Welcome back. Softly spoken. Yes. They can't stop. They,
I'm
they,
back and
they
I
can't stop
lost
the
you.
therapists. They can't stop our show.
Yes. So I've been,
Yeah, but
they
it's very
can't.
important.
And you know what? The parts that
No
people
mistakes
need
at
to
all.
hear,
And what you mentioned
they'll
about the
hear.
ancestors, what they've been through.
There are no
Like
mistakes.
I was telling the listeners, they would have flipped over the grave quadruple times on us uniting,
Mm-hmm.
unifying, not each one teach one. And not saying we all not. I mean, not saying like a high percentage is not doing that, but we still have a serious plague within our community and on every city across the North America and all over the world. So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't have the opportunity to read a book. Even if they would have read a book, they would said 3 words, they probably would have got lynched. And
Right.
for reading, they would have been killed. So y'all guys, you hear that?
Right.
They
For
was trying to
reading,
strive just to
they
say,
would
you know
have
what?
been
They're not gonna let
killed.
the slave master stop them from trying to open up a book, whether it's what was the Holy Bible. I mean, whatever it was. I mean, at the time, could have been a Torah, could have been there, could have been a Holy Quran, could have been there. Whatever book that was there besides the Holy Bible, they didn't get a chance to read, and they'd have been tortured and punished just for that. They'd have been punished just to even look at the slave master wrong. So when we see we have a lot of opportunities right now to just uplift
Yeah.
each other. Unify is the key. Economic base is the key. Striving for greatness is that key amongst one another. And I believe this will be a better world. This will be a better place if we start within ourselves first. Each one teach one. We striving for greatness because there's a lot of opportunities. We don't have to be the
Right.
ones like us like softly spoken said earlier. We're not really speaking on just one culture. We're speaking on amongst everyone. But our culture sometimes every holidays we can spend over what $1 billion, $1 trillion, and far as holidays or Christmas and stuff like that, we generate so much revenue for businesses and stuff like that. So my thing is to everyone that's listening tonight, if you
Hmm.
have a friend, if you haven't spoken to in a while, encourage one another. Um, you'd be surprised just by you just calling them or just by talking. You're striving to be a better person. You're striving to encourage the other person, and that baton can be passed on to someone else. Because it's very important. It's very important to strive for a greater
Right.
good. And when you're striving for that, this will be a better place for us all. We agree, softly spoken.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely. And be,
Yeah.
and being compassionate with ourselves. We forget that.
Yes.
Too many times we give compassion out to other people easily, but we rarely give it to ourselves. And that doesn't mean self-pity or being a victim. It means it means that don't beat yourself up if you haven't reached a certain
Just keep.
point by a
Yeah.
certain time frame. Just keep going. Each day, just keep going. You'll get there. And the journey is where you find your gifts. And you may change your mind and decide, you know what? I don't want to be great at this anymore. Now I want to be great at something else because now I've discovered something new. And allow room for yourself to grow and change. Life is fluid. So we have to not be rigid or we will be against the
I
natural
agree with
order
you.
of things.
Yeah, that is so inspiring. So that's very important. Everyone that's listening, take heed, take information about this. Just be encouraged. Just basically strive for whatever you want to do, and maybe you definitely can lead by a positive example for someone else that's less fortunate. You know,
Right. And you said the key word, Dupree
I
Shamir,
agree.
what you want to do.
I I definitely agree, and I was just
Mm-hmm.
telling softly spoken earlier, like all the listeners, like if you definitely make sure y'all guys comment on the topic on striving for greatness, and just let us know what you think about that. And I didn't have a caller. I didn't have a person asking for advice tonight. Softly spoken. Hopefully soon, people will be tuning in for softly spoken and ask some questions that we can answer on the show because that's very important. Definitely want our listeners. We want our listeners and supporters to
Yes.
like leave a comment. So whatever you need advice on, we'll do our 100% best to just answer that for you. And if we don't know the answer, we'll send you. We'll
Right.
definitely send you to the right place.
Right. We're going to research it.
Yes, it
And,
does.
your
Yes, it
comments
does.
make us
Yes,
great.
please comment. It does make us. It does make us
So
great.
please comment.
And also, we just definitely. Do you have any last words, softly spoken, before we get off?
I do. I have three things that I want to say, everybody. Just be patient with me. Just a little,
You
housekeeping.
good? You good?
I don't want to call it housekeeping. That's so rude. I apologize. But I want to give it up to my niece Regina, as
Definitely.
usual.
Yeah,
Regina
thank you,
tunes
Regina.
in
We really
every Monday
appreciate
to
you.
hear our podcast.
We definitely appreciate you.
Yes, Regina. And then
Hmm.
on top of that, the subjects that we were talking about the last time, by Monday morning, Regina had
Oh, that's
three links
love.
to the information that we were talking
Regina.
about. She is a beast. So
I'm
thank
so
you for
humbled.
your
I'm thankful
support.
for you,
We
Regina.
love you.
Thank you
We
so
love
much.
you. We
Pretty
love you.
soon, we might have to get you on here too on a three caller thing on the show. Oh, yeah, yeah. Just to come in and be
Oh,
like,
get
we
her,
might
get
we're
her.
gonna start doing that. We're gonna have some surprises, and for all our viewers, we might have a special guest to come on and let us know what they think about the topic and stuff like that. Just to keep everybody interested, and we we, we definitely be having a lot of stuff. We're gonna be doing a lot of
Right.
things to all our listeners. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we looking
And let's
down
do
the
some
line. We're
fun
looking to do a meet
things.
and greet soon. I would love that. Um, we probably can't have a lot of people, but we're gonna space
Mm-hmm.
it out. We know, as far as do since the COVID, the pandemic thing, we definitely want to do something live in the studio where we can have some audience, just and stuff like that. So we definitely want to do that.
Right.
But I just want to thank my lovely co-host, Softly Spoken,
Mm-hmm.
for being with me tonight, giving the people the therapeutic treatment.
Thank you, Mr. Dupree
Yes,
Shamir. I
absolutely.
always
So I want
appreciate you
the
and I
guys to
appreciate being here.
follow us on social therapy, IG, on Instagram, and you can also follow us at Twitter, social therapy number one, and also subscribe to our channel. There's gonna be some more contents coming too. Definitely gonna be having some people joining social therapy on the YouTube channel. We're gonna be having some different contents on there. So definitely looking forward to that. Looking for bringing people. And if you have any type of whatever you do, if you're a business owner or you're a poet or you're an author, we definitely gonna be looking for people to come on our channel. Social therapy mag on YouTube channel. So we definitely looking for up and coming. We love talent. We definitely want to have people to come onto our channel, and have a slot on there. And we also want a lot of we
Yes.
want a lot
Yes,
of
yes,
business
yes.
owners, entrepreneurs, and people who's in the industry that we definitely have a nice advertisement package, 19.99 for 1 month. We promote it twice a day on Twitter and Instagram. You can't beat that. 19.99 to be promoting your brand twice a day for 30 days. You
Right.
cannot beat that, you know. Then we'll promote that on Social Therapy IG on Instagram and also on Twitter, Social Therapy number one. So we love for your support, and you could definitely donate to the page. You can also you know keep listening. We glad that you joined us tonight on Therapy Lounge, and we definitely want you to make sure you be on time
Definitely.
next week for another appointment with Therapy Lounge with DuPreeShamir and Softly Spoken, absolutely.
And
Do you
softly
have any
spoken.
No, you no,
And don't forget, guys, I'm sorry,
no,
I didn't
take
mean
your
to cut
time.
you
Take
off.
your time.
I just got one final thing to say
Take your time.
because it's like gnawing at me. Um, don't forget, you were born great. You are the creator's child. And don't let fear be your compass.
Beautiful.
Just keep moving forward. That's
Oh,
all I
that's
want to end
beautiful.
you
Say
guys with.
Softly Spoken.
Thank you.
Everyone, never let your heart be troubled. Stay striving, and you be great within yourself, striving for greatness. Until next time, we want to say good night, and we see you next Monday at 10 p.m. Good night to everyone.
Good night, everyone. Peace and blessings.